Have you ever felt that? You're doing everything right, making great progress, and then just nothing? You're sticking to your plan, you're eating the same foods, doing the same workouts, but that number on the scale, it just will not move. For weeks, maybe even months now. And maybe you've noticed something else happening too. Your energy is just completely tanked, you feel cold when everyone else is comfortable, and that brain fog, it's creeping back in. At the exact same time, you're feeling hungrier than you've ever been, especially for carbs. And your motivation, well, it's starting to collapse. If you're nodding along right now, and maybe you're also managing something like insulin resistance or a sluggish thyroid, then this explainer was made for you. Take a moment and think about this. This is not about willpower. This is pure biology. And today, we're going to dive deep into that biology, so you can finally start working with your body instead of feeling like you're in a constant fight against it. So, what is really going on here? A weight loss plateau isn't just one simple problem. It is a collision of hormones, of your metabolism, and your body's most ancient, hidden survival instincts. And when you have an underlying condition like insulin resistance or hypothyroidism, that collision is just so much more intense. Your body is already in a state of stress. It's already having a hard time managing its energy. The insulin resistance, that means your cells aren't really listening to the signal to take in sugar for fuel. And the low thyroid function, well, that means your entire metabolic engine is running at a much slower speed to begin with. So when you add weight loss into this picture, your body sees it as a major threat. It's like a famine happening on top of an existing energy crisis. It's a really complex issue, and that is exactly why those simple solutions, like just eating less or exercising more, so often fail and can sometimes even make things worse. And this right here, this is the most important idea we really need to hold on to today. This is not a willpower failure. It is a biological defense strategy. Here is what most people just don't get about a plateau. When you lose weight, your body doesn't celebrate with you. It panics. Your body is designed for one thing above all else: survival, not fitting into a certain size of jeans. The moment it detects that your energy stores, your body fat, are dropping, it activates a highly sophisticated, multi-layered survival response. It is designed to do one thing and one thing only: bring that weight right back on to keep you safe. For someone with a slow thyroid, your body's baseline for panic is already much lower. It's more sensitive to any perceived threat, so its defense strategy kicks in harder and a lot faster. We have to respect this defense system, we have to understand it, and then we can learn how to gently work around it. So, how does this defense strategy actually play out in your body? Well, it's a multi-system response, and that means your body is doing several powerful things all at the same time. Your hunger hormones shift dramatically. Your metabolism actively slows down even more than it already might be. And your body even starts cutting down on all the tiny unconscious movements you make throughout the day, like fidgeting or tapping your foot, or even just the energy it takes to maintain your posture while you're sitting at your desk. Scientists call this NEAT, that's non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and it can account for hundreds of calories burned every single day. During a plateau, your body dials this way, way down to conserve every last bit of energy. And on top of all that, your stress hormones can rise, which triggers intense cravings, especially for the exact high sugar, high fat foods that would quickly refuel those shrinking fat stores. When all these systems activate together, a single solution approach just doesn't stand a chance. At the very heart of this entire response is your brain's command center. It's called the hypothalamus. When your fat cells shrink, they send out fewer and fewer signals, and your brain interprets this lack of a signal as a very clear sign of famine, a serious energy crisis. In response, the hypothalamus immediately sends out orders to every single system in your body: slow everything down, conserve all energy, and most importantly, find food now. It's a full-scale, all-hands-on-deck defense to protect you from what it sees as a life-threatening situation. It doesn't know you have a grocery store down the street. It only knows the ancient script of survival, and that script says fat loss equals danger. This signal, this is the real root of the fatigue, the hunger, and the stalled progress that you're feeling right now. Now, that makes sense at a high level, and here is something equally important we need to look at. Let's zoom in on the specific science of this stall. We're going to start with the hormones that are now in direct conflict with each other, creating this incredibly frustrating stalemate inside your body. For anyone who is managing insulin resistance or thyroid issues, your hormones are probably already out of balance, and a plateau can feel like pouring gasoline on a fire. Understanding these specific hormonal players, this is the first step to getting them back on your side. So let's look at the two big ones. On this slide, you can see the two key hormones at play here:
leptin and ghrelin. It's helpful to think of them like a seesaw. Leptin, that's the fullness hormone. It's released by your fat cells, and its job is to tell your brain, hey, we have plenty of energy stored. You can relax. You can burn energy at a normal rate. But as you lose fat, your fat cells shrink, and because of that, your leptin levels drop sharply. At the very same time, the other side of that seesaw goes way, way up, and that's ghrelin, the hunger hormone. Ghrelin is produced in your stomach, and it sends a powerful, go eat now signal straight to your brain. During a plateau, your ghrelin levels can spike, powerfully driving up your appetite and your cravings. So this is what that hormonal conflict actually looks like inside your body. Your fullness hormone, leptin, is at rock bottom, so your brain is completely convinced you're starving. And at the same time, your hunger hormone, ghrelin, is sky high, so you feel this intense, almost primal need to eat. This is why you can feel so much hungrier now than you did even before you started your health journey, even if your stomach is physically full. It's a chemical signal that can override almost everything else. Research from Columbia University has shown that these powerful hormonal changes can last for months, even years after weight loss. Your body is fighting with everything it has to get back what it has lost. It is a relentless biological pressure. And then, on top of those powerful hormones, there's another crucial layer to this defense strategy. It's a concept called metabolic adaptation. Now, it's true that as you lose weight, your body needs fewer calories just because you are a physically smaller person. That makes sense. But metabolic adaptation goes far beyond just your change in size. Your body actively and very intelligently reduces its own energy expenditure. It becomes more efficient at everything it does, burning fewer calories to do the exact same amount of work, all in an effort to stop any further weight loss. For someone with a thyroid condition, your metabolism is already suppressed to begin with, so this adaptation can feel even more profound. Your body is essentially slamming on the metabolic brakes.
And the significance of this metabolic slowdown, it really cannot be overstated. Studies from the National Institutes of Health have shown that because of this adaptation, your metabolism can slow down by an additional 200 to 500 calories per day. Think about this. You haven't changed your diet, you haven't changed your exercise, but your body is now silently burning hundreds of fewer calories every single day. This creates a hidden calorie stalemate, where the gap between what you eat and what you burn has closed without you even realizing it. We've covered a lot so far, but the most important part is still coming. If you leave now, this explainer was not worth your time. Stay with me. What comes next can completely change how you think about your health.
Okay, so because your body is using a sophisticated multi-system defense against you, especially when it's already dealing with metabolic challenges like insulin resistance and a slow thyroid, you need an equally sophisticated multi-system counter strategy. A single approach just won't work here. We can't just push harder. We have to work smarter. We need to address the hormones, we need to support the metabolism, and we need to send the right signals to preserve our muscle, and we have to do it all at the same time. This is not about restriction, it's about strategic addition, adding the right things at the right time to gently coax your body out of that survival mode.
Our counter strategy has 3 core components. And these 3 prongs, they directly address the biological changes we have just been talking about. First, we need to protect your metabolism from slowing down any further. This is priority number 1. Second, we have to actively work to rebalance those powerful hunger and fullness hormones, leptin and ghrelin. And third, we have to send a strong, consistent signal to the body to preserve its precious, metabolically active muscle tissue. When we do these 3 things together, we create a new environment in the body, an environment of safety and nourishment that allows it to finally let go of its defenses. Let's start with protecting your metabolism. The symptom you are feeling is that deep fatigue, that coldness, that feeling like your inner fire is just burning really low. The science behind this is that your body, in its effort to conserve energy, is breaking down muscle tissue, and muscle is the engine of your metabolism. So the direct solution here is protein, specifically the right kind and the right timing of protein. Many people find that adding a food like wild-caught salmon is a true game changer. The high-quality protein in it signals muscle preservation, while the omega-3 fats help to cool down the inflammation that so often underlies both insulin resistance and thyroid issues. This is exactly what Dr. Mark Hyman discusses in his work on food as medicine, using food to send the right information to your body. Science suggests a portion of about 4 to 6 ounces, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. You can have it baked for dinner with some asparagus or flake it over a big salad for lunch. It's a powerful 2-for-1 solution. Now, let's talk about those hormones. The symptom is that gnawing, relentless hunger, especially those evening cravings for sugar and carbs that feel absolutely impossible to control.
The science here is that ghrelin, your hunger hormone, is spiking, and your blood sugar is on a roller coaster because of that insulin resistance. The solution is a special kind of fiber, soluble fiber, found in foods like chia seeds. When you mix chia seeds with liquid, they form a gel. This gel slows down how fast your stomach empties, which directly helps to manage that ghrelin spike for hours. It also slows the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, which is incredibly helpful for improving insulin sensitivity. Dr. David Perlmutter often writes about the importance of fiber for our hormonal and our brain health. Many people find that starting with just 1 tablespoon a day is perfect. You can make a simple chia seed pudding overnight with some almond milk and berries for an easy breakfast, or just stir a tablespoon into a glass of water before a meal. It's a simple habit that can make a huge difference in appetite control. And finally, we need to send the right signal with movement. The symptom is feeling weaker and seeing the scale stuck even though you are doing hours and hours of cardio. The science is that long cardio sessions can sometimes increase stress hormones, which isn't ideal for thyroid or insulin issues. Strength training, on the other hand, is the most reliable tool we have against metabolic adaptation. Lifting weights sends a powerful, undeniable signal to your body. It says, do not get rid of this muscle tissue, we absolutely need it to survive. This muscle is also like a sponge for blood sugar, providing more places for glucose to go besides your fat cells. This is a key insight from researchers like Dr. Peter Attia. For many people, just starting with 2 sessions a week, focusing on the major muscle groups, is a great place to begin. It's not about becoming a bodybuilder, it's about sending that critical metabolic signal to your body. So, we have the theory, but what does this actually look like in real life, in a busy American routine? It is one thing to understand the science, and it's another thing entirely to see how a combined, multi-system approach can actually work to break the stalemate. But before we look at an example, it's really important to talk about what not to do. A big warning for anyone with thyroid and insulin concerns: please do not drastically cut your calories. This will backfire. It will increase stress hormones, it will slow your thyroid even more, and it will worsen insulin resistance. Also, avoid those long, grueling cardio sessions. Research indicates that this can be way too stressful on the system. The key here is gentle consistency, not extreme effort. So, meet Ravi. Ravi is a 45-year-old accountant, and he was stuck, really stuck. He was dealing with prediabetes and a sluggish thyroid, and he'd been at the exact same weight for 3 months. His energy was so low, he was drinking 4 cups of coffee just to get through the day. Instead of just trying to eat even less, he learned about this multi-system approach, and he made 3 key changes at the same time. First, he started his day with a protein-rich smoothie instead of a bagel, adding protein powder and a tablespoon of flax seeds. Second, he swapped 2 of his running sessions for 2 full-body strength training workouts he found online. And third, he took a strategic 1-week diet break. For 7 days, he focused on eating whole foods right at his maintenance calories to let his stress hormones calm down and his leptin levels reset. And what happened next is the real key takeaway here. In that first week, nothing changed on the scale. But Ravi said his hunger completely disappeared for the first time in a year. By the 3rd week of consistently applying this combined approach, the scales started to move again, slowly but clearly. His afternoon energy came back. Ravi's story shows us that there's no magic pill. He found the specific combination that his body's unique defense system required. It's about an understanding your biology and responding with a smart, strategic combination of tools. And of course, it is important to discuss your specific combination with a healthcare provider. Your health is not a destination you arrive at one day. It is a direction you choose every single day. Small awareness, small habits, small changes. They quietly add up to something much bigger than you realize. Before you go, if this gave you even one useful thought, share it right now with one person who needs to hear this. That one share can reach someone who is silently struggling and helps Wellness Geeks reach people who truly need this. Think of Wellness Geeks as a knowledgeable friend. Like this video, subscribe, and tell us in the comments what health topic you want next. If this video brought real value, look for the Join button next to the Wellness Geeks logo below. Click it, choose the monthly option, and become a member of the Wellness Support Circle. When you join, you are not just supporting a channel, you are helping bring honest health awareness to thousands who are silently struggling. The Join button is right next to our logo. Join the Wellness Support Circle today. Thank you so much for watching and caring about your health.